Hello, good afternoon. My name is Anna, and today we will be doing my persuasive speech. Today with me, I have Edgar, Martha, and Jose Luis. Fueling our bodies is a basic necessity we all need to survive, right? How many of you prefer to eat at home because they think it's a healthier option? I, for one, prepare my own meals at home. I like to go grocery shopping about 2 to 3 times a month and prepare my own foods. It's very important for me to know what me and my family are consuming. So, for many years, I believed that buying foods at your local grocery store was the healthiest option until I found out that there were these food chemicals placed in strawberries to make them look prettier. At the beginning, I was like, it's fine. I don't really buy strawberries as much. But then I found out that there are other food chemicals like pesticides that they use on fruits and vegetables to keep insects away. Again, I thought it was okay because why would the grocery store sell us things that are not healthy for us? I would just simply wash them very well at home. But then I found out that there were other food chemicals that were in our food called food dyes, which are not healthy at all. I was shocked because I found out that I had a lot of ingredients in a lot of foods that had food dyes, like red 40, yellow 6, and blue 1. When I go to the grocery store and I look at the nutrition labels, I notice that there are words I cannot even pronounce. There are words I have never even heard of. I chose this topic because I want to inform my listeners about the effects this can do to our bodies. Most of these food chemicals also harm our environment, but that topic I would like not to discuss today. My main goal is to discuss about how these food chemicals can affect each and every one of us. During my speech, I will mention the effects of these food chemicals and why you should care. I will also discuss some alternatives you can do. Food chemicals that are allowed in our foods. There are plenty, but because of time, I will only talk about 2. My first one is food dyes. Food dyes or food coloring are chemical ingredients that enhance the appearance of foods. They are used in our daily foods like granola, yogurt, cheeses, breads, but they're also used in our junk foods like sodas, chips, and candy. There was a recent article written by Celia Maria et al. That stated, some synthetic color additives may present health problems, namely allergenic problems, which in children can cause hyperactivity, and even mutagenetic and cardiogenetic pathologies. Mutagenetic means that it can cause changes in the DNA sequence, and cardiogenetic means that it can cause cancer. Most foods, especially foods that children consume, have color additives. They are not just in junk foods, but they are on our daily foods. We can choose alternative foods that do not contain food dyes, or we can replace the artificial food colorings to natural food colorings. Some examples would be red 40 can be replaced with paprika or red beets. Yellow can be replaced with turmeric, and green can be replaced with matcha powder. It all depends on what you're cooking. Or you can also buy natural food dye at the store. PSSC carries a variety of foods that do not contain any food coloring at all. Throughout time, sales in organic foods have increased. People prefer to buy organic foods more than ever. And here I am going to show you a graph. This is from 1999 to 2021, and you can see that the graph has increased through time. Second, food preservatives. There are a lot of food preservatives in our food as well. The purpose is so that our food can last longer on shelves and so that there is enough food for everyone. Zinek and et al. Stated that it has been estimated that today about 75% of Western diet is made up of various processed foods. Each person consuming an average of 8 to 10 pounds of food additives per year. This was in 2010. He also stated that effects have been attributed to the consumption of food additives. Some effects can be eczema, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, migraines, and other behavioral disorders. The FDA states that consuming food preservatives in small portions are safe. But are we consuming them in small portions? We consume them during our breakfast, whether it's cereals, breads. We're also consuming them during our lunch. It's also included on some meats, sauces, juices, and in dinner. Canned food, bread, as stated again, juices, and sometimes even snacks. There are other alternative foods we can choose from. We can buy our foods at local farmers market and ask the farmers if they use any type of pesticides in the fruits and vegetables they are using. We can also read the nutrition labels on the things we are buying and make sure that we understand each ingredients that are on them. Or we can try to buy as less of these foods as possible. One of the things I personally do is that I do not keep foods that have food dyes or food preservatives in my house, just so that I'm not tempted. There was a survey in France. There was a survey in France where people were asked if they prefer to buy frozen or fresh foods. The majority liked buying both, but in second place was the fresh foods. This shows me that we are starting to switch more onto fresh foods. Again, the government states that these chemicals are safe to be consumed in small quantities, but the thing is that we're not consuming them in small quantities. We are consuming them throughout the whole day. Fruits have chemicals to keep pesticides away. Juices have preservatives, and a lot of our foods have food coloring in them. There are things we can do to stop consuming and buying these foods that contain all of these things. Remember, we only have one body, and I believe it is very important to take care of it as much as we can. If our body is healthy, it will make our lives a lot better and a lot easier. Let's also mention the amount of money we can save from medical and doctor bills. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.